These are just a couple of the buildings here at this location. To find out what's inside of them and learn more about it, all you need to do is come along with me. Over the years of my channel, I've filmed quite a bit of abandoned locations, everything from abandoned houses, hotels, restaurants, factories, even a funeral home. The one thing I have yet to film is an abandoned lumberyard. Well, today I think we're going to change that. And I know initially it doesn't sound all that exciting, an abandoned lumberyard, but from what I saw on maps, there are a few structures here, which means anything could be inside, and we never know what we'll find. So once we locate them, we'll start exploring. Now, prior to coming out here, I did do a little bit of research, and what I found out is that the incorporation date of this business was 1958, but then another website says initial DOS filing date 1990. So I don't know what to make of those two. I'm guessing this was in business since 1958, but the DOS filing date, I don't understand what that means really. But what I can tell you is that this was actually subject to arson back in 2012. And going on Google Earth through the timeline, scrolling from the farthest back going forward, it appears that this place was in business till around the early 2000s. Around 2005, it looks like it was shut down at that point, and then nature started reclaiming, and in 2012 some of the buildings were torched, and today it's just sitting here empty. And I came upon the outskirts of the property here, and I believe this is one of the torched buildings. So I guess let's take our time and see what we can find out here. Now, looking at it on Google Earth, it was actually a decently sized location, multiple buildings, and it was spread out on a few acres here, I believe. But I believe there was 2 fires here, both in 2012, and they were arson. At that point, the business was already shut down. And I got a little twisty, windy road leading us down to the other buildings. So we'll just take a peek in here. With the snow cover, it's going to make it difficult to see the ground, to see if there's any type of items laying on the ground, but these are all torched timbers. And we're basically inside of a building right now, I believe. You can see part of a concrete foundation. And some barrels up there and various pieces of sheet metal or metal siding. The other factor I have to take into consideration is lower down, some of these buildings are right next to a residential area. So I obviously don't want to make it too obvious that I'm here. The one thing I can tell you is that the property's not posted. I did do a kind of a drive-through first near the residential area, and where I came in here, there's no signs, no gates, no nothing. So I'm just going to try to be respectful as possible and just show you what's left of it today. Eventually, I'd imagine this property will be sold and bought up, and everything here will be demolished and redeveloped. And that's the whole purpose of documenting it. And I actually did learn about this location a few years ago, and even a few viewers reached out to me about it as well. And I just added it to the list, wanted to do it as a wintertime location, and that's what we're doing today. It's actually rather neat looking material here. Kind of neat looking. The trees defying gravity up there on the top, but it's a lot of red stone, and that's actually ash right there too. This looks like it was touched back in the day, like it was altered, and to see ash makes me wonder what could have been here. So there's a bit of an overview. We've got a larger structure there that is collapsed. It's got metal roofing which is laying down. Cinder block building over there, which we should be able to get into. More shells of buildings, and there's one farther back too through the tree line. So I don't know, I guess we'll start at one end and make our way to the other. We're currently down below the burned out structures that we saw up on top of the hill there. Down here there are some walls and some cribbing up on the embankment. The cribbing is the wood ties that are stacked and interlocking with each other, and concrete wooden walls here. It appears to be maybe like a little storage holding area for some type of material. There's various pieces of discarded metal and sheet metal laying on the embankment. There's some large concrete blocks there. As we go to the other side, shooting through the tree line, appears to be a makeshift smokestack. I'm guessing that's what it is. There's also some more buildings down here too. There's actually more buildings here than I realized. So this goes to basically nothing right here. Looks more like a ATV trail of sorts. So we need to get down bottom. I'm hearing some banging sheet metal coming from over there. I think it's just the wind blowing it. Now the question is, where do we go? There's stuff behind us, stuff in front of us, and it gets closer to the residential area. I think I want to do the residential parts last. That way if I am seen and asked to leave, I at least got most of what I need to get. So I think for now, the plan is we're going to check out what's left of that garage in the back, and make our way this way. Oh, it appears we have a open door policy. What do you guys think? Does that qualify for open door? I think so. This appears it was a garage bay here, and this was the manway. Yeah, that flopping sheet metal. Not sure if this was arson as well, or this is just, I don't know, deconstructed. Actually, maybe we have our answer here. This has some soot on it, and I can see some burned timbers there as well as over there too. So this was torched as well, probably somewhere towards the back half mainly, and worked its way up. Not much left of it now, just the shell of its former self. I do see some interesting things in the background there, but I'm not going to go through this, obviously. Just, you never know what could fall. Don't want to step on any nails, so I'll see you somewhere on the other side. Found a shelf of TV here. RCA Victor. One thing we need to find to solidify that this is abandoned is a toy. If we find a toy out here, then it just goes to show you can find toys anywhere. But so far, the further we're getting back here, the better it's looking. There's at least 3 or 4 buildings for us to explore. Oh, I did find a basketball. Does that constitute as a toy? Maybe, depending on who you ask. There's one of the homes right there. I'm gonna make my way past as quickly as possible. This is a large garage here. And fun fact, in case you didn't know, kids love Satan. I'm gonna sleep better tonight knowing that. Oh, so definitely signs of people here. What do you guys think? Is it a good look? My future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Probably not the smartest idea to put these on. Don't know where they came from, what could have went on top of them, but I thought it'd be for a funny segment. I'm gonna leave them here with that duffel bag. Do have a hard hat. Chainsaw. The blade cover. Oh, no wonder why it's open. They forgot to lock the door. Master lock. There's some various random things. That's a utensil tray. What else? Let's see what we can find. Mostly just random trash. It does have dual doors on both ends of it. The electric garage door openers are still up there. Graffiti, of course. Actually, my mistake. Dual doors behind me. One door over there to the right as a garage door. This is a pretty good sized building. As we come towards the rear end of it, there's some dumped material. It's like broken up concrete, stone, dirt. A box of Swiss Miss, Minute Maid, trash bags. You can see the heating units right there and ceiling fans, which met high up. Those are rather small fans. Those are almost like household size. I don't know how much air they would push down. And you can see the fluorescent light fixtures there. There is a man way back here, which I believe this is the furthest building in this direction. There's actually some pink ribbon out there. Looks like maybe they were surveying this possibly. And there's a big drum over there, probably for diesel or heating oil, maybe even for this building. I did think this was another garage door. I think it had maybe a sliding door. I don't know. I don't see. Maybe they removed it. It could have been a garage door, but it's just a little outside holding area. kind of like a caged in area, but it's not a cage, it's just wood slats like fencing almost. Another outdoor one right there. Up on the hills where I do want to get, there's another few tanks up there and some other things that we saw from the other buildings. So in just a few moments we're going to be traversing up there. So we were just over there, came out to the other one here. Oh, another fun fact. Whoever TJ is, he smells. And I do see something pink over here. I need to check that before we go up because that could possibly be a type of toy. Let's find out. Oh, this may constitute as a toy. It's got a star. It's like a sand pail for sand castles. I think that's our closest thing to a toy so far. Alright, I'm going to safely make it up here and we'll explore up there next. Climbing this in snow is not easy. There's leaves underneath it. Whew. But I made it. There's been no people here as of this snowfall. Just animal tracks everywhere. So here's one of a few large tanks. Stuck. Can't see any clear markings on them. There's another one just laying right here. Some cribbing. Something was laying on top of there, possibly another tank. Maybe even that one. I'm guessing this was either diesel or oil. But if you guys happen to know, based on how it looks, certainly let me know. There's a pile of tires dumped here. These are commercial grade tires. It's like a pathway leading away, but then we have this barn-like structure here. Alright, here we are at one of the openings. Resembles kind of like a pole barn of sorts. It's got metal roofing, made out of wood, concrete foundation, concrete floor. There may be parked equipment in here, stored wood in here, who knows. Graffiti, of course. It's pretty exposed on that side, as you could tell. And one big door here. I don't think it was ever a garage door. I think it's permanently open, almost like a sand shed or something like that, salt shed. But we need to go on the other side, so we're going to walk through in front of it. I'll give you a glimpse from there. And there are a couple things up there on the little hill hiding in the woods. And just to give you a better sense of scale, you see me walking inside of it now. Very good size. They could hold anything in here from heavy equipment to tractor trailers to keeping wood dry or other pieces of equipment, but it's definitely a good size. Well, came upon something really cool. So we just were down there by that large barn, and up here we have, initially I thought possibly train cars. These are actually old semi-trailers, enclosed ones. These are the back ends of them. You can see where the tail lights would have been, and it's sitting on the axles, the hubs, leaf springs there. Again, probably used for storage, but they are metal enclosed trailers. Been here for a long time. This door has been bent open. This tree grew up and prohibits it from being closed now. This one you can get a better look. Old school commercial trailer, and it was a bluish green in color, which is kind of cool. Looks like some red as well. Maybe they had a couple colors on it. Wooden floor, and that side, both sides are completely exposed. I guess maybe it's just metal canopy on top of it. There may have been sides which have been removed, or it could have been opened. I'm guessing there was probably sides on it though. Regardless though, pretty neat. Just sitting up here on this little hill behind that structure that has the banging sheet metal, and over here by that barn. So I'm gonna let you know in advance, we are heading now to the structures closer or closest to the residential area. I'm gonna do my best to kind of stay unseen and to keep on the quieter side. It will obviously hear the clanging metal. I thought I heard a voice. I'm gonna obviously chime in with some commentary, but I'm gonna do less talking than normal, especially very close to the home. So I'll just show what we can, point out a few things, and hopefully not risk having any trouble from anyone. Again, I don't think anyone would really care. I'm not the first person here. I'm not doing anything illegal other than just documenting it, being on the property. But people have dumped here, discarded things here, graffitied it. People have done far worse than what I'm doing today, is what I'm saying. So next time you see me, we should be down near that cinder block building, and we'll make our way onwards. Alright, here's our next building. Got multiple points of entry, so I'll see you on the inside. Alright, nothing too exciting with this one, just a hollow cinder block garage that people have been kind of pulverizing. Graffiti, of course, has been torched. Relatively good shape compared to the other ones. It's got 2 tiers to it for height. Could have been possibly machinery in here, equipment that was running, or storage, but 2-tier roof height. And then we do have some type of camping chair sitting out here. Alright, so here's a, I'm going to talk quieter, there's a little eavesman here, like a half structure, awning, whatever you want to call it. Must appear some type of rails or guide track. Just wood and sheet metal. There is a pipe here though. I actually saw a couple of these. Eichelbergers Incorporated, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Observation monitoring well. Do not fill. Wonder what they'd be monitoring here. Wonder if there's any chemicals that maybe leak down into the ground and they're testing the water. Alright, we got numerous buildings here. Some on the right side, which I may not even be able to do because they're literally right next to homes. So this one is torched here. I'm just gonna bypass that. See if we get to the next one. Something here laying some caster wheels. Alright, this is kind of precarious. I don't want to venture in too far. What we're looking at is basically inside of a building. There's a little crawl space with a pipe in there. Oh, look at this. Looks like a furnace of sorts. Huh. So maybe this was a power plant of sorts for the whole property here. Maybe this provided heating for just this particular set of buildings, which I'm led to believe. There is a chimney right there. You can see some kind of duct work for the piping for the distribution of the heat. It's a hook board here. They hung something, and this is just a mess. Yeah, I'm not going to go in there. This was either wood or coal, but I'm pretty safe to assume it's wood since this is a lumber yard. They had more than enough wood stockpiled here. It's a broken up toilet. Oh wait, maybe I spoke too soon. There's actually a little pile of crushed up coal, like pea coal. So, maybe it was coal burning. Or maybe they had something else here, a little coal stove or something. Again, there's a chimney. Yeah, I don't know. Probably a combination of both, but definitely coal. And I would assume wood. There's even coal here. There's like a little coal bin right here. It's interesting. And I do know, I'm going to stick you guys through, there is some control panels in there, but you have to go through the other room to get in there, and I'm not going to do that, but there's a glimpse on the inside. Looks like pretty modern stuff. I don't see twist on fuses. They're all like breakers, but pretty neat. Just another glimpse as to what was taking place here and what was involved. So what I could tell looking at this is that this was not torched, I don't think. That it just fell due to decay. Maybe trees fell on it. Just general rot at first glance. Maybe somebody came in here and also cut timbers and the roof dropped in. Who knows? But I don't see any signs of burned, scorching, or anything like that. I'm going to be careful. I don't want to go much further than this just because I don't want to step on any nails. But we are right now in the middle of a building. There's that makeshift smokestack. Another heating unit that is American standard. I'll give you a glimpse of the plaque here. Venturian heater. Those of you who are familiar with that, if you want to share approximate date, time frame as to when this would have been used or manufactured, or this was piped with gas, or if you're strictly electric, feel free to let us know in the comments section. It's a little tiny building here. I just want to get a peek inside. The ones made out of concrete are still standing for the most part, or cinder block. Not a very tall ceiling. This one actually has a external staircase. It goes up to the roof, but I'm not going to go up there. I'll be very visible. That building there has a remnants of a garage door with glass panes. This one was 100% torched. Just the, I guess you could say, exoskeleton of it remaining. I am kind of curious about that building. I'd like to maybe get inside of it, but from the back side there's no open access, and on the other side is where the homes are. I may try and do that last. This one again, completely down, probably torched. Now back here is that smokestack. Let's check that out. So coming back to a room here, there was a control panel, and this is where the smokestack is. Wondering what this was used for. Obviously for expelling heat or steam or smoke, but where did it enter at? Almost appears like it was coming from underground. The other thing that I could point out too, which I don't know if there's any correlation to it, but directly behind it, that's all ash. Red ash. Yeah, I'm curious if there's something subterranean below this that was running or operating. This is a completely burned out building. It's just rusted metal right now. Scotch kill something out of Tennessee. Yeah, it's stripped. Is there like a timer there? Minutes? I will say I am perplexed and intrigued about this smokestack. Wondering if this does have something underground, or maybe I'm just not realizing what I'm seeing here. So again, any input that you guys may have based on what you're seeing, I'd love to find out. So was I right? There's more here than we realized. We're not done yet. There's more buildings. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far. I definitely am. And so far we're doing good with not being noticed or seen or being bothered. Pretty much have this place to ourselves. This one is metal and sheet metal. No wood that I could see. Concrete base, concrete supports, steel beams, sheet metal, and okay, my mistake, there is wood up there. That's wood. And look at, we found a Christmas tree. That also solidifies that this is abandoned. I will say, this is probably my first time ever seeing a graffitied Christmas tree. It says Merry Christmas. I'm not a fan of graffiti, but at least it's better than what we normally see. I just noticed that too. There's one opening up there in that green corrugated plastic, just big enough to allow a little pile of snow. Directly across on this little raised elevation are some more enclosed trailers. These almost look like the back of box trucks, and it looks like they were insulated. Dairy, yeah, something dairy. This may have been ice cream or milk. This was an insulated container, and my assumption it was in the back of a box truck. But now they're here, just sitting on the boxes themselves. No frames, no remnants of the vehicles. Yeah, I think milk. I could see dare, like dairy, and MI. What I presume milk, maybe butter, ice cream. I'm almost certain these were actually on the road at one time. There's even marker lights up there on both corners. I really love when things get repurposed and are given a new life. And now they're sitting here dormant and quiet and probably have quite a bit of stories to tell. As I was mentioning before, people have done far worse here than what I'm doing today. I didn't realize there's so many torched buildings. There's another one here, so essentially, you know, if we came here prior to 2012, which I didn't even know about it then, we would have seen a nearly intact place. A lot of these buildings would have been fully erect and have possibly things left inside. There's another insulated container of sorts. I don't know if you guys think maybe that was on the back of a box truck, or is that maybe a really small semi-trailer? That I don't know, but regardless, it is there. We do have another monitoring pipe there. And then over here, more down torched buildings. Looks like maybe a hopper of sorts. Let's check this out. This is what's a Britty? Pretty big building. Steel, concrete, really large doors here. And something here. It's hard to see through the trees here, but there is something large. This almost looks like a type of ramp. Maybe something was dumped in there. I do see a bunch of wood chips on the bottom. Yeah, I don't really want to go closer, but that's my assumption. Looks like a ramp, possibly something dumped in there and maybe stored or processed. But let's check the inside of the building. So these are like individual bays here, and they're not connected. But there's a lot of piping on the back walls here. They go all the way up to the top. It's actually higher up there. Let me shine with the flashlight to show you. Yeah, it goes a bit higher. There's a bunch of pipes up there. I don't think that would be for heat. That's way too high and kind of out of the way. But yeah, it is a large bay and just one of a few of them here. Let's check out the next one, see if it's the same. There's 3 in total. This is really black back here. It looks like there was a fire in here. I have no clue what this would have been used for. Especially if this was just used for storage. You know, for parking vehicles in here or something. I don't think it would have the piping and things that has something to do with what we saw out back, that hopper looking device. It actually has fire sprinklers up here. Now I'm even more confused. Yeah, I truly don't know. You know, I just noticed too, there's a ladder right here. Maybe it's not a ladder, but it's something that's connected that rolls on a guide rail up there. It's actually like narrow gauge train tracks up there, and this hanging down rolls across almost like in a library, you know, those ladders on the bookcase. This thing goes across all 3 of them, and I thought it was a ladder. I don't think it is, and it doesn't want to roll. It's kind of rusted in trees there, but yeah, this one's got me stumped. We may never find out. There's actually more piping here, more coils. It looks like almost above the whole top is maybe coils and piping. All right, my plan right now is on the back side of these buildings here, there's actually another set of buildings, most of which are collapsed, destroyed, burned. But we did see that one with the ladder on the outside. I'm going to quietly and safely make my way through and kind of peek and take a look and see if there's anything that I could check out that we haven't done yet. At the very least, I want to give it a full, final look to see if I missed anything. And hopefully we could maybe find access to another building. So there'll just be a moment or two for you guys, but I'm going to do the legwork. I'll see you in just a second. Oh, we may have hit a jackpot. This looks like a big boiler or machine room. And I think we could get in there. There's a catwalk up there, which obviously I'm not going up to with those steps. A chimney here. Yeah, we're gonna try and get in there. Wait till you see what's inside of here. Check that out. Oh, crud. I can't get down there from here, and this platform is collapsing. I'm not going any further than right here. So let's observe from here, I guess. So one thing I can spot is in the distance there's that chute. That's coming down from that, what I believe was the hopper outside where we saw the wood chips. That comes down there. There's a pipe, and it looks like a big boiler or furnace here. That's what appears. There's a big vent going into the chimney there. There's tanks there. There's some electrical boxes up there, a little catwalk. I can't get down there without going around the other side of the building where the homes are. Another thing I could point out too is inside those pipes is an auger. So whatever falls down, the auger feeds it into here. So maybe they were feeding it wood chips, maybe something else. This was connected here, this little catwalk, but again, it's rotted, broke off. But that is a humongous boiler or furnace. My assumption, and again, just my opinion, my speculation, this is maybe used to power the machinery back in the day when they first started. Other than that, it could be for heating, but I think it's more of maybe steam-powered equipment back in the day. This might be kind of old school, but again, there is more modern electrical boxes, so I'm probably completely off, but I just wanted to put that out there. That's what comes to mind. But yeah, it's an auger-fed system down the chute from outside where they did load it by that ramp and comes into here. Oh, I wish I could get down there. If I could find a way down, we will get down there and inspect it more. Otherwise, this is as far as I could go without risking injury. There's actually a basement to this. Everything is collapsed in on itself. This is basically the second floor in the roof here. Alright, I'm going to stick you guys in there and see what you see. Alright, so doesn't look like anything exciting. I'm not going to try and go in, even though there are steps in there. At least wanted to give you a glimpse into this building here. I have to say that this was not disappointing in the least. It has some similarities to the abandoned sand quarry I filmed, abandoned concrete plants, and other things. A lot more here than I realized just basically looking on Google Maps. Unfortunate at least half the structures were torched, but what was here we were able to document, and I actually had a good time checking this out. Another unique abandoned item to add to the list. With that being said, I will be looking forward to the responses down in the comment section for any of the things I didn't know or to maybe get confirmation on. And hopefully the information I was able to share with you was at least somewhat helpful to kind of put things into context. But I do have a bit of a walk back to the car, and I have another adventure for today. So with that being said, thanks for coming along for this adventure. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And to see more adventures just like this one, check the link down below. Otherwise, take care everyone, stay safe, and like always, I'll see you in the next video.